for the merchandise. Cash for the button.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the soft goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? 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 What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bigger, you can talk. You can bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want. And then it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
It's the Model T Ford made the trouble, made the people want to go, want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bit into 2x4 kind of story?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you get it? What do you talk?
Not a Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
Look, what do you talk? 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 What do you get it? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you get it?
You can talk, you can bigger, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk, bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
What do you need a biscuit made the trouble? You need a put the crackers in the package, And you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch, cup plug, shot by the stove, changed the approach of the traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
I read a fellow by the name of Hill.
Hill? No!
Just a minute.
Never heard any salesman, Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the biscuit, the airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Worries about his line?
Or a doggone thing. He's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big pulse break, go necking nothing but performing every time a bullseye salesman. That's Hill.
Hell, it's his line. He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man. He sells clarinets to the kids in the town, the big trombone, the rat-a-tat drums, big brass bass, and the piccolo, you were probably too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat, and the big red stripe from it.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I do know you can't make a living sell a big trombone. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps. Here and there, too, sir.
No, that's all band, boy band. I don't know how he does it, but he looks like a king, and he dallies and he gallies, and he clucks and he shines. When the man dances, sir, boys, what else? What if I can pay his in? Yes, sir. When the man dances, sir, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line into Iowa. Population 2,212 cigarettes illegal on this day. Fort!
Well, when you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him before in my life, but I know this much. That man's giving all of us a black eye. Why, after he's done working a town over, next salesman to come in automatically gets tarred and feathered and sent out to the city limits on the road. You think that's funny? Wait till it happens to you. The hair never grows back.
Why should he get rode out on the rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he's got a guarantee to teach them boys how to play.
Well,
And he's got to form a band out of them boys with himself as the leader.
What's wrong with that?
That band don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. You couldn't tell the difference of a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up to that swindling 2-bit thimble ring, and when I do, I'll swing on him so loud.
Wow, you're bad, Charlie. I'd like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, not on this trip. At least not in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Harold Hill would try to sell neck-bowed Hawkeyes around here.
Fort!
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I will give Iowa a try.
Wait a minute, I don't believe I caught your name.
I don't think I threw it.
Payson.
It is if you want to go around in your drawers all day.
There I was in Madison Hospital, and nobody came to see me. Cousin Will never come, Aunt Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. She wouldn't have come anyway. We can be cold as a falling thermometer in December if we ask about our weather in July. And we're so far gone summer we can stand and touch it off the floor. We can return and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirts and a flag to go with it. If you're
Yes, Mr. Squire. I'm interested in a rig for Sunday. If you can accommodate me.
Well, then I expect you ought to talk to the man in charge of iron rigs, who is later.
Gregory Marcellus! Why, you old son of a gun, button shh! But Greg, Professor Hill's name, Harold Hill. But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming? I didn't know myself. Besides, how was I to know if you didn't for a little take town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were doing business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Toffelmeyer, boss's niece.
Not legitimate, huh? I think it could be no good.
What's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually fitted me.
No.
Now, Mars, give me the lowdown here.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn islands. Besides, we got a music teacher here that'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
Music teacher? She's the librarian. Female.
Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, you make sure to point her out to me.
I will. How are you going to start the pitch?
Oh, it's the same old way. First, I'll get that music teacher off, go off balance. My second step will be get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. So what's new? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard parlors just put in a new pool table.
They've never seen a pool table before?
Nope, only billiards.
That'll do it. All right, Marks. You go ahead and go. And remember,
Music teacher.
Mr. Dunlap, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, say, trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, starting my proud to say, I'm always mine, proud to say. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my head are golden. Help me cultivate horses and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad lead to yourself from a free rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brain, and maturity to score in a both-line game. And I say that any fool can take and shove a ball in a pocket and I call that slot. First big step on the road to the depths of drag. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon and beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son will be playing for money in a trick's-back suit. And listen to something out-of-town Jasper here to talk about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. Let's see some stuck-up jock boy sitting on Dan Patch, make blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B and that one with the P and that stands for pool. And all week long your river street, you can be frittering away. I say, young man, it'll be frittering away. Then noontime, suppertime, short time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions pulled to the screen door past the beef steak poundage. Never mind pumping water till your parents are caught in the cistern empty on a Saturday night, then that's trouble. You got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking about the kids in the knickerbocker, tell the young ones, peeking in the pool hall, but after school you got trouble, folks. Right here in River City, where the capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on when loafing around that hall? They're trying to beat them, trying to chew them, trying to tail them in like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up tall tales of breakfast Simpson. One fine night, they leave the pool hall, head for the dance and yarn play. Liberty men, scarlet women, ragtime, James music that'll grab your son, your dog, loves the jungle, animalistic, mass hysteria. Friends, the adult brains, the devil's playground, trouble.
Oh, we got trouble! Right here in the city!
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Mothers of River City, eat that morning before it's too late. Watch for the tall tale signs of corruption. When your boy leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? Is there a dime novel in the cords grid? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang? Are the words creeping into his conversations? Words like, swell, and still your old man, and still my friends. You got trouble. Right here in River City. Capital T, that rhymes with P, that stands. Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Oh, we got trouble. We're terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 number ball. Oh, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
haunted. What, dear?
You'll find it involves that.
Oh, excuse me for a living, but I've never read it.
Has anyone else in this town
Therefore, given that we will comment about the mentality of river city people and take it over to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library is trusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the latest River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you've got balls like it's Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin dreams.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
With the Suki Sue, maybe your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow common rationale? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about the standards, and if you go and find my name, but there's not a man alive who's a go to measure up to that limit. So I'll put you safe and no one. Something for yourself, for your Irish imagination. I have a television and library full of books.
Well, that's the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Oh, Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that a way to walk into the house? Hello? That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from you, bye. The lady over there, your sister and
Hello, Winthrop. I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come.
Winthrop? Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what? Well, thank you. You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of his lips. He's ashamed.
We know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
I'll bet you won't say it.
well, thank you, Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because of this?
It's not only because of this, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he doesn't talk very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I talk to him. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to say it the very second you see it, too, where it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, there, darling. Don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never will end an old maid like you.
Sorry, can I play my costume?
May I?
May I play my costume, please?
You may.
Without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know. But for the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshair.
Now, May.
Good night,
my wife, Elaine and McKechnie's ship, for leaving the sea. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereo-octagon slide. And to Ethel Topmar, our fine piano player. Yeah. As mayor of River City, I welcome you, River Citians, to these 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors in Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 4 and 7. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Waughton Ye-Girls of the local Wigwam, Hiawatha, will present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Lady McKechnie's ship, takes a leading part.
Oh, Billy, your wall, come tumbling down. on, and River City's gonna have a full band. Sure, the Lord may literally happen, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, really, Jenny, Fred, you'll see the glittering, crashing cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, and you'll hear trumpets, ha-ta! And you'll feel something occasionally like the girl Iowa felt when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, W.C. Handy, the great Creator, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day.
Stop that ruffian! He almost blew us to shit!
Gee, Clyde, let me go!
You wild kid, ya. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of the day laborers south of town. You wild kid. He was tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't neither tagging!
Don't you contradict me!
We was just walking, that's all. Geely, Clyde!
You want your phraseology. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie Senior. Now stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Bill, I'll talk to you about this band meeting come Monday morning over to the City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp.
Oh, yes, of course.
Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Now, Constable, all of you are for the boy.
Oh, Professor, you don't know this. He's a ringleader and all. Gangs are probably waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Now, Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band. Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids. No. How about playing in the band? You're kind of blind, yes? Have you ever done anything with perpetual motion? Nearly had it a couple of times. You did? You're my man. You know the ones that ever come up with musical for marching pickleball player? You ever think music? Gee, Clyde, I wonder where I can get some wire. Go check your cellar. That's where most people keep wire. Yes, sir. Oh, and Tom. Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up the game. Excuse me, Miss,
Anita? I had no idea you was beckoning to me, sir. You got it.
Anita, you know Tommy Gillis?
Well,
Tommy Gillis? Escort the young lady home.
only accepted on after open home. I have to go to the library. You got it.
Escort the young lady home, way of the library. Way of the... Way of the candy kitchen. Yes, sir. Do I have to? Oh, you have to. Yes, sir.
Good.
Well, Professor, pretty good. Did make a couple mistakes.
Oh?
The mayor, he owns that lily parlor and the new police.
And my other mistake?
The Zenita Fisher. She's his oldest daughter.
Professor, we need to see your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates.
Certificates and papers.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Put up a bond.
Yeah,
What
yes,
am I
Bob.
hearing? Sir, say
Ice cream. But young man, I'm no singer.
oh, that's fine, sir. Then talk.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
And you, sir.
Ice cream.
And you, sir. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. These men haven't gone around in 15 years. 15 years?
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
You know, sincere.
Oh, yeah. How can it be any sin sincere? Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle
I prefer to take a chance on a more adult man.
Shin. But do that again, Mrs. Shin. The way you raised your ankle just now.
Oh, I had fun, you know.
Oh, what grace! What expression of line and movement! You must have sent the ladies' auxiliary for the classical dance, mustn't she, ladies?
You think that you can't be shit?
Can you accept?
Oh, yes.
Oh! Now, about the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Carew, I believe. Well, after all, she is the librarian.
That woman made brazen overtures. That bitch have single friends in this town till she can old miser Madison.
Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. He gave the town a library.
That's his name. When he died, he left the library building to the city. But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going, coming from his place.
Yes. Oh, yes, that woman made pretty little honey together with a kids on charity. She had a golden sugar line and a silver torch with a counterfeit ring. Just melt her down and you would something nice on the steel. Here, both of his heart. He left her singing in the library building, but he left all the things to her. Chaucer!
probably very young. Mistake.
What?
I'll only be in town for a short while, and a sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
Oh, but I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 guineas, 8 aggies, a dozen kiwis, and a big glass of the American flag. I think I'll drop them. No! Madam Librarian. Why can't I? My dear, catch your ear. I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. done very well this morning, Tommy. 11 out of 12 sales. Now it's almost noon. Why don't you go home and get some lunch, and I'll try and get a couple of us.
Bye, Professor.
Bye, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Meerschaum. I collect doorbells, and yours has a particular tone quality that...
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
I must have just missed you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, your hand! Oh, no!
What? What?
There's been a little finger. It's hereditary.
It is? What does that mean?
That means that your son, Littlefinger, is perfectly situated to play the Longhorn.
Is that good?
Good! That means America has finally produced an artist that can flugel the metal waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get me one of those horns?
Sign right here, Mr. Mayor. It'll be $17 import fee.
Yes, sir. And just think, I could have missed this whole... I haven't got any sun! You unscrupulous flew-by-night! You unfabulous! You be down to City Hall with your by-God references by 3 o'clock!
You mean today?
Couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on this day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the basic characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Why, that means that if your son has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George, you can never be afraid. Of course you know that, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
All the really great cornet players are Irish.
But Professor, we are Irish.
No. Really? That settles it. Sign right here, Mrs. Prue. You're a boy who was born to play the cornets. Fine, fine. That'll be $7 earnest money. Thank you. And the last thing I'll need is his, oh yes, his uniform measurements.
His uniform?
Yeah, of course, his uniform.
Whoa!
Oh, how you doing there, son? Of course, his uniform. And not a cent will he do until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to imagine, to enjoy, to anticipate, at no cost whatsoever. Never let the demands of tomorrow interfere with the needs and wants of today. That's what I would say.
Would have
A strike? Why, certainly, my boy. A wide red one down both legs. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse us, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'll pick you for a hot carrying, clay pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, harp playing, mountain ring pension, Tara's whole minstrel singing Irish in it. Be gone and be jabbered. Where are you from, Levi?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Gary, where did you say?
Gary Conservatory is my alma mater.
Who's she now?
Well, why, yes. How do you do, Miss Peru?
How do you do, Mr. Hill?
I was just talking to your mother about putting your brother,
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical
Joseph my jaw, you know.
Your husband? Musical? Well, I'd like to have a talk with him. I'm sure we could certainly get somewhere.
Do you always burst in on everyone's homes prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Well, that's one for, one against. Why don't we let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I am sorry. That's all the more reason that your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, why did you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks, my Miss Marion. You know what? I think she likes the idea. Oh, cautious perhaps, but I admire that. Now you just keep me in mind. I'll be back later in the week.
One moment, Professor Hill. About the boy's measurements. I recall his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crotch 14.
Fine. That'll do. Back.
Oh, one moment, Professor Hill. Please excuse Marion. She's not here.
Oh, Mrs. Gould, don't you worry about a thing. I'm sure that anyone in our Jesus would love to hear her. They think it would.
Has he gone?
He has. And I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana. Conservation. All five.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress him.
All right, darling. All right. Only it's a well-known fact that if you can flint in one drawer and a steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're under there. Winthrop, please go to the post office and ask Miss Rupp to give you the book I sent for. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 through 1910. It's a large brown volume with flat corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to speak to anyone. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help you poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind my saying so, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Brainier who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gammon in that buggy of his with a removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either.
Someone to love me, who is not ashamed of you, these things. Why, what my heart would say if it were these days. All I want
meet up after supper?
I can't, except for league night. Meet you where?
The book bridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time's the lumberyard, and now the book bridge. And where are you going to have me meet you after that? In the black hole of Friday rods.
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
It's a music book for a marching piccolo player. Still has a couple of minor flaws, though. You see, once you get it tight enough to hold the music steady, you lose circulation to your arm. And meanwhile, you go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa.
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said. Or I'll eat hay with the horses. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said. Morning of July 4th, 1912. And now then, my wife is off dancing in any and all hours instead of in the home.
But George!
The school board is seeing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is boodling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen off so far, I can't find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of Lot 5.
Well, if you'll just take a minute to read a bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look further. It's on page...
Papa, the little charger wagon is coming up from the depot.
Unlikely story. At this hour of the day, the Wells Fargo wagon.
It could be the band instruments.
The band instrument.
In March I got a gray Mackinac.
force in pretty short order. Or I'll see you in front of the grand jury, both of the county seats. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George, don't dispute it.
You watch your phraseology. You get along if you want to. I've got to do something from the library.
Really?
Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Ladies Auxiliary meets every Tuesday at the high school.
Lights out.
Lovely, ladies, lovely. Now turn. Take the body with you. Lovely.
It's you in the sunrise. It's you in my car. It's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up. And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner, or truer, or plainer than it's you? It's you. Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it
throwing steady behind your back.
Why, you...
We'd rather be throwing it on your back, but
To what? Never mind.
Danita's scared of you, but I'm not. You think you hate to have your own daughter be scared of you. Daily Clyde!
I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my oldest girl, I'll ride on horse with you till hell won't have it again. Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means peep.
Yes. Get out of this public building.
I got as much right in this public building as anybody.
Right. How do you get any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of the spellbinding symbol salesman? Do you know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out. Get out, you wild kid, ya.
Uncle, please! It's capitalists like you that make blood in the marketplace. We got!
You watch your phraseology. Go home. You lady.
But George!
You attend to your dance.
My dance! I almost forgot.
I'll handle Nita taking up the wild kids in the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, I could just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now and didn't find anything.
Now, Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Yes!
All right, Mr. Mayor, but in the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. He has all the confidence of every kid in this town, and you'll be waiting in line to shake his hand by the time my band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get for tripping over their beards. I'll tell you one thing, my fine young feathered young vines. Never mind. Oliver, J.C. Ewan, Olin. I want this man's references, and I want them tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. Couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a buck. Go get the wet one.
Master Hill, I think Mayor should have became a bomb. And I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Now, Miss Mary, every time that subject's a big matter, you can't dodge the subject. What does the great poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, a brave man only 500. The mayor was already pretty angry on account of this billiard parlor. I'm sure the reference from a music teacher like you would, but of course I couldn't ask you to do anything like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
Then you would.
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little better informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's coronet.
Ah, yes, little Pearl's keys.
I'm sure it's fine. But you see, he never touches it. The first week or so, he made a few experimental blats, I guess you could say.
Yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G-D-da almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da.
But he never touches the cornet. He says you told him it wasn't necessary.
Well,
He tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Now, Miss Marion, the think system was a revolutionary invention. But so was Galileo's conception of the heavens, and Columbus's conception of the Earth. Now, I could talk about this in public, but I'd rather not. If I could call on you some evening, what may I call?
Why, any night this week. Please, why don't those songs take me? You should sing a little tune all night dancing, and sing a little wheel, and bring it up. Sing a little tumble, sing a little tumble, chip, 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 to the line, sing a little more, sing a little tumble, sing a little tumble, chip, 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 to the line, sing a little more, sing a little tumble, sing a little tumble, chip, 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 to the line, sing a little more, sing a little tumble, sing a little tumble, chip, 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 Mary Princess, the Victor, golden shimmer, chip, 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 now I'm going, heart of gold, here, how my guitar should be.
Professor, we have to do our duty.
Oh,
We
yes.
need your certificates.
We've been deputized.
I see that. Congratulations, gentlemen. Now I have just what you need. What of my room, if you'll excuse me.
I'm afraid I'll have to go with you.
Oh, all right. Let me find my key. Oh, what's this? Why, it's a testimonial from Madame Reedy, the only female bassoon player to ever make it on the Red Pass circuit. Of course, that was only her stage name. Her real name was Lida. Sorry, sir. Lida Rose Wackenbush.
Can I see that for
Oh, no. You'll never forget the name. Lida Rose Wackenbush.
You like the song?
Just like the song, sir.
Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in the sky. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bells chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Light a rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
If he ever comes calling in, you see him alone, and if you have a devotion, tell him how
you tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the lace-back kids. Mama! Winthrop, where have you been? Fishing. Fishing? With Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I saw some worms left.
Did you have a good time?
Clemson, he told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that has hardly any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary,
Shin's around here somewhere?
The Shin home's on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, criminy. I see the piano teacher in town. I'm sure you heard of this Hill fellow's forming a boys band around here.
Yes.
Well, worry no more. I got the goods on him in the spades. Swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I need to see Shin. Just passing through, though. Never anyone makes 15-minute water breaks. Sure wish it was 20. I like to concentrate 5 minutes on the girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cat, and the salesman. Right now, I got to protect the good name of the travel attorney from this swindle.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my grandmother's corset coat. This man's been a raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth for far too long. He ruined Illinois for me, but he's not ruining Iowa. Say, what kind of teacher are you? Didn't you see right through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band directors are always called professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director in his scholastic.
Wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
What? Nothing, girly girl. This man never had a band and never will.
If you just listen to me for a minute,
I'd like to do more than that if I had time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get on that train. I gotta leave this dynamite somewhere on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. Till next time through.
You'll never make the train to the depot. You'll have to finish the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word about this Hill fellow. I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
That invitation?
No. I mean, I don't know you, and...
Yes, I need more time in here.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girl.
I never met a man who sold angels before. That's something quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that much. See, animals have a... What am I doing? If I miss that train, I'll get fired, and I gotta leave word about this Hill fellow.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tip type. How do I know you do with these letters?
Try me. There's your train, now run for it!
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? This man got to go in every county in Illinois, and he's taken away from all of them. Why, that's 102 counties. That ain't including the piano teachers like yourself that comes up to just to shut them up. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
At the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marian. Light a rose, everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, light a rose.
Marion! Marion! Marion, dear. Who was you talking to just... Why, Professor Hill.
Talk to you, Miss Brew. Miss Marion?
Why didn't you two come up and say, I'll put some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we sit, as your mother says?
Well,
Now, Miss Marion, you did ask me to call.
did I? I didn't mean anything.
Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting that your invitation infers any more than academic enlightenment. It's a think system. I've been by your house whenever you come to speak, but there always seems to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several little ladies.
I'm glad. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, evidently this isn't the most convenient evening. It's just a liquor.
Professor Hills, is it true that you've had 100... What I'm trying to say is...
Yeah?
Is it really true that you've developed a think system?
Oh, yes, a think system. It's really quite simple. As simple as, whistling. You want us to show you how to use your lips. Just think here, and it comes out like this. So, how do you try it?
I'll take your word.
This here.
Are all the music teachers as dense as I am?
Teachers?
I dare say you've met dozens, even 100.
Well, some more, some less. One young lady had the same idea when I came to her town. She taught me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Couldn't think of one.
It must be very dull company for men of your experience.
Now say, where did you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you can't listen to everything you hear. After all, some hear rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job for the mother in Winthrop and I could have some security. Surely you don't believe that...
Of course not, Miss Marion. Who do you think they make up those terrible rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy creates rumors about traveling salesmen. Heard.
Nothing about you personally, just generally.
What have you heard generally?
Just that, well, it stands to reason that jealousy and disappointment can lead to, well, take you for instance, your attentions to customers and well, teachers might be easily misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
Well, I mean, if somebody, another salesman or somebody were jealous, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Of course.
It just goes to show that you shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Now, Miss Marion, I would love to discuss as many things with you as you would like to. But you do sit down. You do sit. He's bending all.
Oh, you could sit on porch steps.
Or we could sit over a footbridge on a large hollow log.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life. I've got to dress for the social.
We'll meet here in 15 minutes.
I just can't, please. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
Now, Miss Marion, you pile up enough files and you'll be left with a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I would like to make a day.
Oh, so would I.
Woodford, 15.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told the professor I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes. Glory be in the saints be praised. It worked. What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
Hey, Greg! The uniforms have arrived. The kids are in them already. People will be screaming for music if the kids show up at the socials. Yeah? Here's most of the dough. I got Tommington collected. He's trying to keep them together at least, pretending to hold band practice over at the lumber yard.
Marsh, look at this.
The train leaves at 9:40 at the junction.
Right then.
Go with the rate.
Miss Mary, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
What I meant was you're about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella?
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Mary, you don't think that I'm trying to sell you anything.
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving.
Yes, you have. Beautiful. That's why I decided to come. I'm glad. Please don't be afraid that I expect too much. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. You know, there have been many poor people. There will be many more. There's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind.
Mary,
Hey, Greg!
I'm expecting a telegram from Hector Berlois. This could be it, if you'll excuse me.
What? Who's the salesman here? Looks like she's selling and you're buying.
Well, you're nuts. I have keep off balance. I told you that, remember?
She's so far off balance now you can't tell her from a cat boat in a hurricane.
Yeah, well, Morris, just go get the ring. Never a quiet moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were going to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yeah, but we really don't have to go into that just now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately. But she did funny when you first came here.
About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Well, there wasn't any conservatory in '05.
Why, they're most certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built until '06. I've got a dress for the social.
Well, you knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this page out of the Indiana State Educational Journal. It was originally meant to be used against you. Now I give it to you with all my heart.
You knew all the time, then why didn't you... Why, you little... Then I modestly turned my place as one baseman that fought up and down the square.
Goodbye to my someone.
With 110 cornets all the way.
Our star is shining, its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, in dreams there be.
While 110 cornets play the air.
I will, I may, and I will. Now good night, my son.
Greg, this guy's crazy. He's going all over town spilling everything.
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job, but I got you now, Hill, and you'll pay. You'd be in the plank right now if you weren't that piano teacher. I tell her all about you, what did she do? Lily gagged me out so I couldn't get the shit. That dried up man-hungry toxin, brown heel, biscuit. Oh.
Get out of here, you dirty mouth, or I'll kill you.
You bullet, you big blow-off. I'll stay in this town till you get yours up and down, through and sideways. What? You don't even know the territory.
Here's your stuff, Greg. The ring's in the alley. Come on, hurry up.
I'm talking about Harold Hill, highwayman and pickpocket. The same. He's had his name in your wall, mister. Yours, man. Yours too, little man. So the first day he's been here. I have more evidence on him than you and I have time to listen to. There isn't any band. There never was any band. And there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt him down right now, like a mad dog, there will be Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
But what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
After him, when he flies the beams in the storm.
Every kid in this town walked around all summer. And look,
sure this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. Yes. And always remember, fellow Rosicians, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from, happening. 70 years our forefathers.
What have you done to get our money back? The professor collected nearly $300 for uniforms just tonight. I haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
He's slippery, I told you that.
I haven't seen any uniforms or my boy. Not since last night.
He's a kidnapper!
My situation here.
70. Oh, what is this? Virtue has triumphed? The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold's ill. And if there are those, which I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say their name.
Well, I should think some of you could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you can be grateful for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I should think you would want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there is a person in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. You lady, sit down. And the rest of you stand there like you come and drop your sheep. Have you people forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction manuals, high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think, then. Think.